And before we get into the episode today, just a big thank you to all of our patrons and our producers here on Esoteric Atlanta. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible. If you would like to help support the work we do here on Esoteric Atlanta, there is a link to our Patreon account down in the description box below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esoteric Atlanta. I told you guys in the last episode over Oak Island and Coral Castle that I was going to actually look into the Titanic, and I literally just finished filming that episode and editing it, and I did look up the Titanic to see what the Cassiopaeans had to say about the Titanic, because that's a big one, especially in the conspiratorial world. So I don't know what they're going to say, just like the last one. I literally just looked this up. I think I found the appropriate reading for it. So no clue what the Cassiopaeans are going to say about this. If you're new here, hold on for 1 second. I'm going to play a little introduction to the Cassiopaeans. Other than that, down in the description box below, I'm going to have a playlist for all of our past Cassiopaean readings in case you're interested, if you're just now discovering the awesome Cassiopaeans. Usually I title every video basically what they talk about in the reading. So you'll see in the Cassiopaean playlist, you'll see all the different topics that are discussed. So you can pick which video you want to listen to. So let's play our little introduction and then we'll get into the reading. Laura Knight's Cassiopaean experiments, often associated with the Cassiopeia material, involves the exploration of consciousness, spirituality, and the nature of reality. Through various methodologies, including channeling and psychic experiments, Knight and her collaborators sought to communicate with higher intelligences, particularly a group of entities referred to as the Cassiopaeans. The primary aim was to gain insight into the metaphysical questions, the nature of existence, and human development. The experiments included multi-session discussions that covered topics like multidimensional realities, free will, and the influence of higher dimensional beings on humanity. Knight recorded these sessions, which often contained profound philosophical and esoteric insights, and these records became part of a larger body of work that aimed to explore consciousness beyond conventional scientific understanding. The overall tone of the experiments reflect a blend of skepticism and deep inquiry into the nature of consciousness and our place in the universe. Laura Knight began her communication with the Cassiopaeans in 1994. She is still in communication with the Cassiopaeans to this day. If you would like a better understanding of the Cassiopaeans and their impact on humanity, I would highly suggest checking out the Wave series by Laura Knight, the Cassiopaean Forum, which a link will be provided in the description box below, or purchasing the book that I personally am reading from that contains all of the transcripts and conversations between Laura and the Cassiopaeans. The Cassiopaeans base the soul's evolution and consciousness on the spiritual template known as the Law of One. The Law of One is also known as the raw material. It is a series of philosophical texts that emerged from a series of channeling sessions conducted by Carla Rucker, Don Elkins, and Jim McCarthy in the early 1980s. The sessions involved channeling a consciousness known as Ra, who claimed to be a collective of extraterrestrial beings from the sixth density. The key concepts in the Law of One are unity and oneness. The central tenet of the Law of One is that all beings are fundamentally interconnected and are expressions of the same universal consciousness. The phrase, "we are all one," encapsulates this idea, emphasizing that unity is the essence of existence. It also covers the densities of existence. The material describes the cosmos as composed of multiple densities or levels of existence. Each density represents a stage of spiritual evolution, with humans currently experiencing a third density, which is characterized by lessons in love, understanding, and most importantly, making choices. We also seek to understand in the law of one soul evolution. According to Ra, souls undergo a process of evolution through these densities, learning and growing through various incarnations. The choice between these paths influences one's spiritual evolution and the experiences one encounters in life. There's also discussions of the role of free will. Free will is considered sacred, and individuals are encouraged to explore and make choices regarding their spiritual development without interference from higher beings. If you would like more information on the law of one, please make sure to check out the material for yourself. A link to all resources will be posted down in the description box below. But for now, let's get on with the show. All right, you guys, so let's get into the old Titanic. So this was from the 10th of May, 2014. So as I typically do, ask you how old you were on May 2014. I got hair stuck in my glasses and getting my eyes. Sorry about that. I was 31 years old. I just turned 31 that February. So how old were you in May of 2014? How old were you? Okay, so Laura and Andromeda are at the board. So these are the people that are in the room with them. Pierre, Percival. Anyway, these are the people in the room with Laura and Andromeda. But Laura and Andromeda are working the board, and these are the people that are joining through Skype. Now they go through Zoom. So if you do, as you guys probably know, as we've talked about, if you want to join the forum, you are more than welcome to. You can join the forum and you can join in there. This Cassiopaean experiment is still ongoing. And so you are more than welcome. This is a free forum to join. You can join the forum. You can get to know all of the people on the forum, and you are more than welcome to eventually join them via Zoom now, not Skype, to do some of these readings, and you can submit questions. So anyway. So Laura says, hellos and introductions. This is May 10th, 2014. I'm having another Pink Floyd moment. Hello, is there anybody in there? Always, Opinia of Cassiopeia, welcome to guest 2. Question. Pointer circles around several times. Laura, oh, we've got a live one tonight. Okay, our questions are, we had an interview with Paul Levy the other night. He wrote a book about what he calls the Wedico virus. One of the things he was talking about was that it's kind of like the predator's mind of Castaneda, the buffers of Juradef. That is like the programs of the narratives that your conscious mind creates in response to distorted emotions or distorted perceptions in your adaptive unconscious. I think there is something that we've witnessed to I think this is something that we witnessed to a great extent. But his main point was that when people have this virus, you can kind of tell they have it because they project all the shadow outside, out there onto others. Then the other point came up that they kind of lose their creativity, their ability to do things. Now, we have noticed this a great deal because we've just been doing taxes for the past couple of days. I hope y'all appreciate how much we've suffered to keep this organization going, and we're still not finished. I got up at 4:30 this morning, and I will be filling out tax schedules to send off with the tax forms. 4:30 is late, Laura. What are you talking about? Those of us in the spiritual world get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for Brahma Muhurta. 4:30 is sleeping in. What are you talking about? And I'm going to have to do it again tomorrow because I'm still not done. We end up with like a 50-page tax return for each organization. So what I noticed, because you have to look at everything, is that there's about Skype connection dies again, then a break for a modem reset and reconnection. Now, guys, I apologize. When they have big paragraphs like this, I have astigmatism, which we know it's not actually astigmatism because I'm Rh negative. It's just my eye, the back of my eye is shaped differently. But the way the light hits the white writing, sometimes it's hard for me to even with my glasses on to like see. So I apologize about that because it gets blurry. But anyway, let's continue. Laura, you didn't miss anything. We just went on pause and reset our modem. Okay, unpause. We just stopped talking. Everything froze. Okay, anyway, what I noticed during the taxes was that there are about 20 people who consistently donate significant amounts so that they literally keep everything running. And these actually turn out to be mostly the same people who do most of the work that actually helps us here in our overburdened state, like helping others on the forum, working on SOTT, working on translations, and so forth. Some of them are here in that room on the other side of the Skype camera, not naming names. Anyway, what I'm wondering is the idea of Wedico looking at frequency fences that we mentioned in the last session as being something that prevents you from doing anything. Is a frequency fence really the root cause of why people are so unable to lock their potential? Because what it amounts to is potential for doing a lot of things. Okay, is the frequency fence the real thing? Is it like the Wedico virus of Paul Levy? Answer: if you know about something that can act against you, then you have won half the battle, assuming that your heart is in the war. That's what I was thinking too. We talked about this in the last episode. I think people are just so, excuse my language, but they're just so fucking lazy. And people are just so entitled that they don't, any type of obstacle that they have in their path in life, a lot of people take that as like a personal insult and that life isn't fair. I mean, the amount of obstacles I've had in my life and still continue to have, like, that's part of being here. Like, nobody gets out of this world alive. You aren't special. None of us are special. Like, that's the whole part of spirituality. Like, as Ram Dass said, you're not trying to be somebody, you're trying to be a nobody. And so I think people create these fabrications, these stories in their head about why life is difficult, when literally that's just life. Like, literally, that's just what it is here on earth. Like, that, this is resistance training. Like, when you go to the gym and you lift weights, you add weights for resistance training. Why? Because it breaks your muscles down and your muscles build back stronger and with more precision. That's the refining of the soul, right? So you come to third density, you experience all these hardships, and you learn through them and you work through them. It's like having a drag suit on when you're swimming. You know how swimmers, when they're training, they'll have their Speedo on, but then they'll have like another bathing suit on top that they've cut holes in so it catches water and it pulls them, so they're fighting against their own weight to get stronger. That's intentional. So your soul intentionally came here to create a resistance training so the soul could refine itself. That's what this is all about. Creating all these stories around why life is hard, like, that's like going to the gym and just sitting on your ass and watching people on the treadmill. The earth is your gym. Get on the fucking treadmill. Like, this is why you're here. Anyway, so when he's saying, like, when you know that there are obstacles, you've already won half the battle, because you're like, ah, cool, this is just a resistance. As Ram Dass would say, this is interesting. It's interesting, right? Anyway, Laura, okay, so the next question is, we have numerous activities that are created for people to be able to release some of their pent-up emotions about all the things that are happening in the world that make everybody unhappy. They can get on SOTT, they can write commentary, they can work on the forum, they can write things on the forum, they can have exchanges, they can have meetings with other people. There are many things that they could be doing, but it's like the excuses always come down to, oh, the frequency fence. It's just an excuse, right? I can't do anything because I'm depressed, or I'm this, or I'm that, or the other thing. You're saying that you've won half the battle, but it seems to me that it's harder than that. There's something else. How to get over the initial resistance. There's no magic pill. You just got to fucking do it. Answer: taking the bull by the horns is always fearful in the imagination, but when you approach the beast, he usually lays down and submits. Boom. It's hard for everyone. That's what I like, want to shake people and be like, any excuse you have, somebody out there has it harder. It's hard for everyone. And the best way to do that, again, is exercise, you guys. You know that. Like, get in your fucking body. Your body is the Shakti of the soul. Just do it. That's the Nike slogan, right? Just do it. Which brings us, we'll just quickly do this because it seems appropriate. Before we get into approaching the beast, let's take a word from our sponsors. And of course, our sponsor today is the Esoteric Academy. The Esoteric Academy is a virtual online mystery school, or shala, where my friend Paula and I have opened this particular virtual shala in order to help as many people as we can. As many of you guys know, I spent a good portion of my 30s in India studying traditional yoga with one of the foremost Param gurus in the traditional yoga system of India. I am the only female who's authorized to teach this particular form of yoga in the state of Georgia. Now, with that being said, what I've done is I've taken all of the things that I have learned about the energetic body, the chakra system, the bandhas, the meridians, somatic healing, the axis point, all of these things we talk about in this Great Awakening that have to do with the body, that are energetic but manifest in the physical. I've taken all of these lessons from traditional yoga and I have incorporated them into modern day exercise classes that are more feasible for people who want to do this in the comfort of their own home. Traditional yoga can be very complicated and needs a one-on-one teacher, but with this virtual Esoteric Academy, you're able to learn all of these lessons again in the comfort of your own home, and you get me as a teacher. You get access to me to help you help yourself. Within the esoteric exercise playlist, we have so many different types of exercise, from walking videos to intense cardio to traditional yoga to bar fusion classes to strength training to even classes like the one here where we use a chair. Every single level from beginner to advanced is met on this academy. And again, once a month, you get a live class with me where I can workshop with you to help you with your own body's alignment. On top of that, you get monthly phone calls with Paula and me where we discuss things like the doshas, quantum healing, again, somatic healing. And on top of that, we have the privilege of having other master teachers join us on this platform, including my friend Cindy Ola and Todd Roderick, who is the senior most teacher in the southeast of the United States. At the Esoteric Academy, we also have a playlist full of courses, including the Alchemy of Movement, courses on the Bhagavad Gita, courses on health, healing, and beyond, a look at Ayurvedic, homeopathic healing, as well as different quantum healing practices provided by Paula and meditations. We are also developing a Vedic chanting course with Todd Roderick, who is also been granted permission to teach a very, very traditional form of Vedic chanting. And we have a new course where we are combining the teachings of the Cassiopaeans with the Yoga Sutras. Now, right now, we are running a special. We try to keep our prices super low for many, many reasons. We want to be able to help as many people as possible. And we can do that on a virtual platform where we can keep the prices low so that we're able to maintain the business while helping as many people as we can. But right now we are offering specific deals with a bunch of different content creators. So for today, for this video, I'm going to be using Catherine Edwards' code. So if you want to check out the Esoteric Academy for either the $25 a month tier, which is just the exercise classes, or the $40 a month tier, which includes all of the exercise classes as well as the courses, you can get 20% off the first 6 months of your tuition at the Esoteric Academy by using the discount code Catherine5. Catherine with the C, that will be on the screen in front of you as well as down in the description box below. On top of that, you also get 7 days of a free trial. Now, please make sure that when you use this discount code that you put all the letters in capital in the discount code area when you go to check out. Again, that's Catherine5 with the C, all capitalized letters, that will be down in the description box below. And we look forward to seeing you over on the Esoteric Academy. Now back to the show. Okay, so again, you guys, I hope you take advantage of the discount code. I'm using Catherine's code because as Paul and I have been so busy creating discount codes for other people that we didn't create discount codes for our own channels yet. So I'm going to use Catherine's discount code so you can get 20% off your first 6 months with us over on the Esoteric Academy. All right, Laura, that doesn't answer my question. Okay, what constitutes approaching the beast? Since that seems to be where everyone gets stuck. No, they actually did answer your question, Laura. Her question was, you're saying that they've won half the battle, but it seems to me that it's harder than that. There is something else, how to get over the initial resistance. They did answer your question. Taking the bull by the horns is always fearful in the imagination. Don't believe everything you think. But when you approach the beast, he usually lays down and submits. It's never as bad as you think it is. It's never as bad as you think it is. Like once you just have to do it. There's no secret pill to take. There's no med bed. There's nothing that's going to like do the work for you. You literally came to Earth to do the work. Like you literally go to the gym to get on the treadmill or to lift the weights. Like your soul came here to do the work, to refine itself, to find the friction, right? Think about this. I say this all the time. We have that. I use this analogy all the time. A match. We have a match. A match by itself has everything it needs to light itself, but it can't light itself unless it's struck against the matchbook. You think that match is fearful of that striking? Probably, but once it strikes, that light bursts, right? That's the whole point. We came here for friction. That resistance that you meet is that friction that your soul came here for. Your soul did not come here to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians and eat popcorn all day. Your soul didn't come here to lay around on the sofa and watch The Real Housewife of Beverly Hills all day. Like your soul came here to actually be in a body, to be in the physicality of a nervous system, to learn, have that resistance, to gain that wisdom, to gain that strength. You can't get stronger unless you're able to actually get stronger, and you only get stronger by taking on resistance. Soul training is no different than physical activity training. It's the same thing. So he is answering your question, Laura. They're saying you just got to do it. Stop pussyfooting around. Don't believe everything you think. It's never as bad as you think it's going to be. Okay. So answer, as Yoda said, no try, just do. Yeah, if only a little. That will break the log jam, butterfly wings and all that. Yeah, just do it. Just fucking do it. Like, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. I've been sharing on Instagram and I've been tagging the Esoteric Academy of a girl in a wheelchair who's buff as hell. And she goes and does her pull-ups and her wheelchair is attached. She's got like a 12-pack. She's toned. No excuses. We have a student at AYA who has cerebral palsy. No fucking excuses. There's no excuse you can give that's worse than somebody else's excuse. Every single person who has a human body has pain in that body. That's the point of having a body, is to have pain in the body, because the body is the Shakti of the soul. It just drives me crazy. Like, it drives me crazy. Just the entitlement some people have, the narcissistic views of themselves that for some reason they've got it worse than everybody else. And if you're a Westerner and you live in a first world country, no matter how bad your country is, you are born so privileged. Like, I'm so sick of this like race baiting with privilege. No, if you're born an American, you're born privileged. Like, doesn't matter. Like, you're privileged if you're an American. Trust me. I've spent a lot of time in third world countries, and India is a developing country. That whole term doesn't have a pot to piss in. You know that term? Like, oh, he's so poor, he doesn't have a pot to piss in. That's legit in the slums of India. They literally don't have bathrooms. They go to the bathroom outside. You are so blessed to live. Get healthy. If you don't have money, you can go for a walk. Most parks, park down the street from me has a walking track. Piedmont Park. There are outside gym equipment you can use. There's no excuses. Anyway, all right. Let me give a specific example. We have 108 editors on SOTT. We have 108 people who volunteer to work on SOTT. How many actually do? Mr. Scott, not very many. Chu, 15 or 20. Mr. Scott, I haven't checked lately, but probably about 15 or 20. But the people who post the most is usually like 3 or 4. Laura, and the people who do the most are usually 3 or 4 people. The same with some of the other languages. We have millions of readers, and this is a platform for people actually to be creative and say things and do things and get messages across, begin that creative process, but they can't do it because, and I know why, because it's so freaking depressing. I mean, you read the news, you say, oh, Jesus, why don't I just go out and jump off of a cliff because everything is so awful? I need to understand that. Well, first of all, I'm going to respond to this because I own a platform. Like, I have YouTube here, and I also have the Esoteric Academy. This is my business too. Like, this is my creation. Esoteric Atlanta belongs to me. The Esoteric Academy belongs to Paula and me. Paula was the first to come up with that idea. That's Esoteric Atlanta is my intellectual property, along with the Esoteric Academy with Paula. This is my business, my brand, and I'm putting it out there to help the world. For sure, I am. And does it help me when people leave comments in the comment section? Absolutely. It helps the algorithms. Absolutely. It gets my work out there. Hitting the like button absolutely helps. And I'll remind people to do that, but it's not the viewer's responsibility, right? Like I can remind people to do it, but I can't force people to do that because this is not the viewer's brand. It's my brand. It's my responsibility. And I have significant obstacles I face on this challenge. I mean, I am very shadow banned because of covering stuff like this. And I still get up and do it. Is it depressing? Absolutely it is. But I also look at the bright side because if there wasn't something accurate about this, then I wouldn't be shadow banned, right? I would be over 100,000 subscribers and making millions of dollars. But no, I'm struggled, right? But I still put it forward because I understand what the battle is. I know what the battle is, but you can't expect your volunteers, because when people leave comments, that's them volunteering to help you, right? People don't get paid to leave comments. You don't get paid to like a video. It's just people doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So if you've got a few people who are trying to like leave stuff on your platform to help the platform grow, like be grateful for that, because they're doing it on a volunteer basis because they believe in your work. So it's all about perspective as well. And I just, yeah, this is one thing about, and I've said this before, two things can be true. I have so much respect for Laura for what she's done. I really have a lot of respect for her, but there's a lot about her personality that kind of drives me crazy. Yeah, and this is part of it. You know, you think this shit's hard? Try living in India as a Westerner in a small village. I just, and it makes me, I think this frustrates me because, again, I work with so many amazing people on the Esoteric Academy as well as in person who are overcoming great odds to be in the Shala and to be working on themselves, and they never complain. They never complain. And I know they come into the room because I know what's going on in their body and I know they're in pain, but they do it. They do the work with a smile on their face. And it makes me, nothing infuriates me more when I see other people, for some reason, that think that they have an excuse. Like they're entitled to be lazy and they're special. You're not special. None of us are. We all came here for the same purpose. So, and I think for me, that's the difference between maybe my previous training and Laura's previous training is I spent 19 years getting my ass kicked. I've practiced through a broken sacrum and a broken wrist, and I think she's had a bit of the soft life. You know, like, have you guys seen that Samuel and Darshan TikToks where the guy's like, my name is Samuel. I book the tickets and make all the travel arrangements. The cameras span to, and my name is Darshan. My name is Samuel. I make sure the luggage gets stowed. My name is Darshan. Like Darshan lives the soft life, right? I think she's had a bit of that. I know she's struggled like financially, and she's had some like attacks because of her work. From what I see, though, nothing compared to like what we've been through. Like nothing compared to what we've been through. But it seems like she's had kind of a soft life. I'm not gonna lie. Like she's struggled financially, but I don't think she's gone through half the shit that a lot of us have gone through. And so I think when you've had the soft life, it's hard to like overcome. But when you've been used to working hard, physically working hard, coming over your own mental shit, you toughen up. You toughen up. And you realize that the body, the mind, the psyche can do extraordinary things. The only thing that really stands in the way of the mind, the body, and the psyche is you. That's it. Like that's the second sutra of the Yoga Sutras, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. It's basically what that's saying. Your mind, your thinking is standing in the way of you. So stop. Just do it. Just as they're saying, just take the bull by the, just fucking do it. Like stop talking about it. Just fucking do it. Right? Okay. So answer. See previous answers and do not underestimate the cumulative effort over time. All you should just remember where you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. The change did not happen overnight. Now, did they? Exactly. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. Laura, can anybody think of another question to get me where I want to go here? As individuals, what's the single most important thing we should do and not to try, but to actually take action? What can we do to motivate ourselves as individuals? Is there something we can say or do? Because motivation is stupid. Motivation is a fickle mistress that will come and go at its own leisure. You need discipline. It's called a sadhana. Sadhana is a daily discipline. That's where we get the word disciple from, discipline, which means that you typically don't want. My alarm goes off at like 3:30 in the morning. Some morning it goes off at 2 a.m. to do my practice before I teach. For 19 years now, I've not wanted to get up, but I do it because I'm disciplined. There's no motivation there. I do it because I'm disciplined. I have a sadhana. So answer, service to others. Notice that people with the most problems that always talk only about themselves and their troubles are the ones who do and give the least. Absolutely. They do not have confidence in the universal laws of life. Get things moving, and you create a vacuum in your life into which energy can flow. Could not have said it better myself. Let me read that again for those in the back who did not hear, for all the people who try to give me excuses. Service to others. Notice that the people with the most problems that always talk about themselves and their troubles are the ones who do and give the least. They do not have confidence in the universal law of life. Get things moving and create a vacuum in your life into which energy can flow. Get off your ass and move. Just do it. You're not, that's what people have the most problems. They have the most excuses. It's all about them. Me. It's not about serving others. To get up in the morning and move your body and work on your fucking karma, to flush that out, is a service to others. It's service to others because you are it's like putting the airplane mask on yourself first before, so you can be of service to others. But if you're just sitting there crossing your arms, well, my big toe hurts, and you don't understand because my big toe hurts, when the person next to them actually has like cerebral palsy or cancer and is doing it, or like the girl in the wheelchair who's busting her ass, but no, my big toe hurts. Me. Thank you, Cassiopaeans. Thank you. I could not have said it better myself. And I get so animated because I feel my heart breaks for the people that I've worked with who actually have legitimate physical problems and they're not even complaining. And then I have these schmucks who try to give me an excuse at every corner. I'm like, give some respect to the people that are actually doing the work. You can be that person too if you just get out of your own way. All right, Laura. So basically what you're saying is that people should think of it as kind of a law that when you maybe, like the old biblical expression, cast your bread on the water, and after many days, it will turn to you, sort of thing. Just do it and keep doing it without anticipation. Absolutely. And it is true and it works. Just notice people who do and give a lot. Are they spending time focused on themselves? No. Laura, yeah, everybody's got wounds and issues and all. Yes, Laura. Everybody's got wounds and issues and all sorts of things to work on. Everybody. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for somebody. Every single person in this world has a story. Every single person in this world has trauma. Every single person in this world has, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. It's called karma. Karma is lessons. The Western world is so, mind is so scrambled on what karma means. All karma is lessons. It's your work. That's it. We all have it. If you're on this earth, you have karma. Don't let anybody tell you they don't have karma, because if you didn't have karma, you would be out of this world. You would be gone. We all have issues. We all have things to work on. All of us. Not one perfect person is perfect. We all have a shadow side. We all have things that we need to refine ourselves in. Every single human being. You are no different. Your karma is what makes you human. Your karma is what makes you a viable life form on this planet. So please, take your power back. Get out of your own way. Take that power back. Do your work. The more you work on yourself, the more the collective karma gets better. Answer, letters come quickly. Balance, a portion of day can be spent on reflection, but not too much. This is the Wetico virus, obsession with the self and subjective personal issues. The next time you feel yourself slipping into despair, just tell others how you are feeling and think of something you can do for another person to prevent them from suffering the same feelings. Thus, you will witness the birth of true empathy. Okay, I think we've covered that topic sufficiently. So y'all can ask some questions now. Jerry, I have a personal question to ask. Laura, go ahead. Jerry, when I was a young child, I was standing alone and something dreadful hit me instantly. And I didn't want anyone to know the full physical and mental threat. And I thought I was going to puke. So I went and locked myself up in the bathroom and I prayed to God. Mind you, I was a child, and made a promise that if he would take it away, I would dedicate my life to all people receiving the Holy Spirit. I was raised Catholic. All I remember is this golden light. The next memory I have is like I was just a normal child playing with friends and family, and I've been thinking about this all my life. What happened? Attachment arrived and was accepted. That's interesting. I'm telling you guys, we've seen this so many times. Like 99% of the times that you see a light and you think it's an angelic being, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's a dark entity fucking with you, basically. Wow, let me read that again because that was fascinating. When I was a young child, I was standing alone and something dreadful hit me instantly, and I didn't want anyone to know the full physical and mental threat, and I thought I was going to puke, so I went and locked myself up in the bathroom and I prayed to God. Mind you, I was a child, and I made a promise that if he would take it away, I would dedicate my life to all people receiving the Holy Spirit. I was raised Catholic. All I remember is this golden light. And the next memory I have is like I was just a normal child playing with friends and family. And I've been thinking about this all my life. What happened? Attachment arrived and accepted. We do it to ourselves, y'all. We do this shit to ourselves. Jerry, was that a form of binding? The threat came over me. Was that a kind of binding? Close enough. Think back to a period prior and note the weakened state and vulnerability. You guys, y'all, oh my goodness, y'all. Is this not giving you guys chill bumps like it's giving me chill bumps? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. It makes so much sense. Like, think back. So there was something that happened prior to this that put him this child into a weakened state and a vulnerable state. And so when he felt that despair, that invited in a binding with the entity. Wow. We gotta be so careful, don't we? You know, I've said that before. When I was doing my research into the missing books of the Bible, and it became very clear that like the Bible we have is completely bullshit. And we know now, like the Freemasons wrote it, like that's proven. Like the missing books of the Bible tell a completely different story. And we know that Jesus was not his name. His name was Yahshua. And we know that the Holy Spirit, you're born with it. Like it doesn't leave you. It's always there. So I had this revelation one day. I was like, what are we actually doing when we tell kids that they have to pray and ask Jesus to come into if Jesus means hell Satan, that's what the word Jesus means. And his real name was Yahshua. We're not even using his real name. We're using this made up name that has a nefarious meaning. And we're convincing children that they have to pray and ask Jesus to come into their heart, but the Holy Spirit's always in their heart. It's always been there. Then what is actually happening when we say that prayer? And is that why Christians are some of the most violent people you'll ever meet? I don't know. I mean, I've only gotten unaliving threats from Christians. I've never gotten an unaliving threat. I got some serious unaliving threats from Christians. Police have had to be involved, but never from anybody else, just the Christians. So what is happening? Is that a demon that's attaching? This is amazing. Like this is mind blowing. All right. Jerry, thanks. Laura, next. Okay, I've been obsessed with this. My idea to make electronic devices. Rest of questions didn't come through clearly, but the gist is that he wants to know about whether making all kinds of gadgets is useful. Answer, we notice you show up to receive, but you are seldom available to give what is asked and truly needed and helpful. Wetico. Question about irregular heartbeat. How is your diet? Soda. So sometimes it's something very simple. That's why I laugh, because sometimes people are like, what kind of curse is on? You have crazy stories about this Jerry guy like praying and seeing a light, and now we know that's an attachment. But then you also have like stuff where someone's like, my heartbeat's erratic, and they're like, this is a health issue. This has got nothing to do with anything supernatural. So that's what I love about the Cassiopaeans. Drinking soda? No, I tried to limit that, but well, why would you even ask? The stuff you do with your heart is quicker than anything. Well, I think it has to do with this stent that was put in a couple years ago because a pressure builds and then releases, and it's just a strange thing. If you do not create without your body, if you do not create without, your body will create within. When the body says no, Pete, I have a quick question. I'm coming up on 1 year anniversary of my brother's passing. I was just curious if he made it to 5D. What's his name? A redacted. Yes, the passing through took some time, but he did make it through. Okay, thank you. Laura, next. I have a court date that has been postponed 4 times for my divorce, including this Monday. Is there something I can do that I'm not doing that can speed it along? Very often, significant life-changing events take some time and energy to push through, but it will be accomplished with persistence. Also, along with tonight's theme, you can increase the energy flow by creating a vacuum by giving and doing. This makes sense. Very often, significant life changes and events take some time and energy to push through. So that, I think, is a wake-up call for all of us, that sometimes when you're going through a stressful situation and it's literally changing, redirecting your life, we want it to be over quickly, but I had someone explain it once, like, here in America, we drive on the right side of the road. So if we're making a left turn, you have to come to a complete stop to then make the turn. So when you make a left turn, you're changing courses, right, with your car. But you always have to come to that pause, that complete stop, before the car can turn. Same thing in life. So sometimes these transitions take longer than we would like because they're life-changing transitions and they need to be respected as such. So I think that's really good advice for a lot of people. Laura, it's going to work out. Seeker 10, in 1912, the ship sank that was Titanic. Or what was it? References to the story that the ship that sank was not the Titanic, but a sister ship named Olympias, and that there was some kind of insurance scam involved. Answer, what would be the point? See, this is what I love. Sometimes we talk about the junk conspiracy cul-de-sac, that sometimes the bad guys of the world will put out conspiracy theories that are bullshit just to get us in a junk conspiracy cul-de-sac, chasing our tails while the real issue is over here, right? So the Cassiopaeans are like, what would be the point of them switching out a boat? Like, what would be the point? Laughter, Seek 10, just wanted to know the truth. Puck. So sometimes I've had these like really intense surges in chi or prana. I was just wondering what was up with that. DNA changes due to your change in lifestyle. So before we go into this, again, so that answers our question. The ship that sank was actually the Titanic. Not this bullshit conspiracy, junk conspiracy about another ship. As the Cassio, common sense ain't so common, right? Like common sense ain't so common. What would be the point in switching out ships? Like what? That would be a waste of energy, right? Question, Laura, next. Do the seas have any messages for the Northeast group? You have a good foundation there. All that is needed is to increase mutual cooperation and connect with networking principles. We will help on the etheric side, but the energy flows better when there is action on your part as well. Laura, okay, give us a last question or two because I'm getting tired. Am I doing the right thing selling the farm and downsizing? Will it help your homies? Laura, that influence is coming from Puck, I tell you, laughter. I invited everybody to move down there, but nobody wanted to live that close to DC. Answer, nor should you. Question, oh, I should move away from that area as soon as possible. Got it. Emma, in 1988, my father unalived when he was 59 years old. I grew up in Hungary, and he used to work for the government as a technician for the army, the military. So he worked in that place, and it was 1988, and we don't know how, but he unalived. So I don't know the cause of his unaliving, and we never got an autopsy, and I was wondering what caused this. Thank you. Answer, heavy metals. Question, Emma, heavy metals. Wow, thank you. Laura, anything else? Oh, come on now, Puck. I do have a question that I don't really have much to go on, and that's why I thought of asking. It's a personal question, though. When I was a kid, about 3 years old or so, we had a babysitter. Up until that point, I have a few memories, but there's a chunk that is missing. And I thought about finding a therapist, but it's hard to find someone I could trust. So that would be my question. What happened there? Did she do anything there and what's the reason why I can't remember most of my childhood? Okay. You were molested and shamed. It happens to almost half the children in society. SRT might be quicker and cheaper, so I guess SRT is a form of therapy. Let me know if you know what SRT is. Same thing happened to me. Probably to a lot of you guys too. My parents, I say this sarcastically, my parents gave me an adult life of having to deal with all the trauma from my childhood, which has been great in a lot of ways because it's given me that resistance. It's given me something to work with in my own spiritual journey, but it's taking a lot to, when that happens to you and no adult protects you, and in fact, like, tells you to shut up and like doesn't want to hear it. Yeah. So that happened. They're right. It happens to a lot of us, like a lot of us. So if you've been there with me, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Please get therapy. And if you know anything about SRT, please let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you, Jerry. Was Josephus actually St. Paul from the New Testament? Answer, no. Question. Okay, I have one more question. My question is, I'm totally lost. You still think you can think your way out of your problems and issues? You can't. Yoga Chitta Naroda, how the mind's actually the problem, right? Get in your body. When are you going to give up your fear and anger? Fear and anger for what? For life not being the way you want it to be. You got enough for one more, Laura? Laura, one more. I just wanted to ask if my writing and going the Airbnb route with my apartment is a good plan for me to get to myself in a good financial situation so that I can move to North Carolina. Answer, yes. Puck, score, thank you, Laura. Okay, I'm tired, so we're going to say goodnight. Good night and thank yous to everybody. Laura, you'll have some karaoke and do some EE. Do you have a karaoke machine there? Pete, no. Emma, we can sing a cappella. Don't worry about it. Okay, sing, sing, sing. Good night. End of session. All right, you guys, what do you think about that? So it was the Titanic that actually sank. And I want you guys, if you're one of the many people who had that issue as a child that we read about, I hope I've done EMDR therapy. That was amazing. EMDR therapy is great. But please take care of those problems so those problems don't get projected onto other people. And again, I hope to see you guys over on the Esoteric Academy. As the Cassiopaean said, like I get frustrated too because people just give their power away. And it's like, why are you giving your power away? You have so much power. Don't you see like how powerful you are? Like, get in your body. Your body is amazing. Yeah, it hurts sometimes. All of our bodies hurt sometimes. But where it hurts, where you're the weakest, is actually where you're the strongest when you really dig into that. And just because the work is hard doesn't mean it can't be fun. I say that all the time on the Esoteric Academy. We do hard work, but we have fun as well. So come join us with the discount. You get 6 months for 20% off of the tuition, but you also, on top of that, as always, you get 7 days for free anyway, just to try it out. So hope to see you guys over on the Esoteric Academy, and I will see all of you very soon. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.